Okay, we're going to start this press conference. Is everybody going to settle in here? We might as well get started as soon as I have all my folks. We have all my folks. That cheers for me. All right, might as well get this one started then. My name is David Walker. I'm the board chair with the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce this year, and I'm going to be the facilitator of this press conference. So multitasking this morning. Bear with me, it's early. But I first want to share with you the mission of the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the mission is to provide leadership and resources in order to advance business development in partnership with civic, cultural, and educational interests for the benefits of its members and the community. And with that, we've got a lot of great announcements for you this morning. I'm going to start by just briefly introducing the speakers, and then we're going to call them each up here one at a time to give their announcements for this morning. We have, representing Oakland University, Dr. James Lentini is with us. He's the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Good morning, James. The City of Rochester, Mayor Jeff Cuthbertson's with us. Great announcements from Jeff this morning. We also have the City of Rochester Hills represented by the Mayor of the City of Rochester, Mayor Brian Barnett's here. Good morning. A new addition to Crittenton, the Director of Volunteer Services, Lynn McCabe, is with us. Good morning, Lynn. And we have representing Boulevard Health Center, Sandra Haywood, the Administrator at Boulevard Health Center. So with that, I'm going to call our first speaker up for the announcement from Oakland University, Dr. James Lentini.
Well, thanks very much. It's really an honor and a pleasure to welcome you here to Oakland University this morning. I know that you'll get to meet our new president, President Hind, a little bit later this morning. So lots of changes here at OU, and we certainly value our partnerships with Rochester, Rochester Hills, Oakland Township. Very important part of our mission is our community outreach and the kind of interactions that our students and faculty have with all of you. So you may have noticed, I know many of you know this campus very, very well, but certainly you may have noticed all the changes on our campus. And I had one faculty member who was on a research sabbatical for a while, came back and actually told me he didn't recognize the place. You know, we have, with the new engineering center, the new Carillon Tower that's at the middle of the campus, which I really think has added a lot to our community, has been really a special thing for all of us. Not to be overshadowed as our new parking structure as well. This is something that our faculty and students have certainly taken advantage of. So the campus has certainly grown, and I think grown with community partnerships. The kind of mission, the special things happening this year. We just, this past year at our graduation, surpassed 100,000 graduates for our institution. And I can't, thank you. So the impact of this university is more far-reaching than I think sometimes people realize. Our folks are all throughout this region, in corporations, in companies, CEOs of some of the major players in the Detroit area, and I know many of you have connections to Oakland University. You know, at this time, with our academic program, some major things happening on our campus that I think will impact you as well. I know that many of you will know we have the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine has been in place now for several years. We will graduate our first class this coming May 15th. We invite you all to that. And perhaps even equally exciting is part of becoming a medical school is to become a fully accredited medical school. This is a laborious process that involves so many people, and just within the past couple of weeks we found out that our School of Medicine has been fully accredited by the LCME, the accrediting organization, so we're really, really proud of that. Thank you. We're also, those things are certainly part of our strategy. If you think of the health professions that are provided here, the education for health professions here with nursing, with health sciences, and now with the School of Medicine, we really are building an exciting trajectory forward for healthcare and healthcare education here in Southeast Michigan and Oakland University. We are only this medical school is now the 4th one in the state. There are a couple others who are trailing behind us in the state who got the same idea we did. But we're very excited about that. Another thing going on right now with our new president, George Hind, has been in place, I think, for about 7 months or so. We've begun a robust discussion about a new strategic plan for the institution. Now, these take a while to build, especially with all the players here on our campus, all the faculty, staff, and students. But as we think about how Oakland contributes to the region, I think something like 96 to 98% of our students who graduate stay in this region. So they become those people who are working in the area, who become CEOs, who become people who are a very important part of the workforce here. We're very keenly interested in producing STEM graduates, so those in sciences, technology, engineering, and math is really important to us. It's important to the state of Michigan. In addition to that, we certainly have always been rooted in the liberal arts here, so our students really get a well-rounded education. So as we build this strategic plan, we're really thinking forward to making this an even better and even more impactful institution with the education of our students. Another important part of our mission, the 3 things in our strategic plan right now, is 3 sort of overarching goals, our commitment and our work in teaching and learning, which is obviously the core of what we do here, is educate students. Another part is, and people haven't always thought of OU this way, I believe, and that is the impact that we have in research. And that kind of research that impacts, again, the region, and many of you, I think, in this room, everything from our engineering research to sciences research to many other facets of the university. This university changed. Many of you have known Oakland for many, many years. In fact, I'm a native of Southeast Michigan and knew Oakland from way back when I was a professor at Wayne State University, but this place has changed greatly. We moved from what you might consider what's called in the Carnegie classifications a regional institution that primarily gave up through master's degrees to a doctoral research institution. And what that means to all of us is we are much more involved now within the past 7 years of lab work, science work, engineering work that impacts partnerships with Chrysler, the defense industry, medicine, et cetera, et cetera. So our faculty and the new faculty that we hire are really impacting the region with the research that we do. And we're one of only 7 out of the 15 public institutions in the state. We're only one of 7 research institutions, so we're really proud of that work. So teaching, learning, research, and the third part really has to do with community engagement in this strategic plan. And that we hope to be working more closely with all of you, with the mayors of Rochester, Rochester Hills, and so many others, to try and build the future even more robustly and more tightly with our community right around us, as we have sort of captured 2 pieces to capture how the strategic plan works, being a metropolitan university, one that serves the people right around us, with a global focus, because we do that. I mean, we really have our students and faculty involved internationally. So as we think about our community engagement, you can count on us to have more conversations with you as we build deeper partnerships going forward. So we really do believe that our interest is to impact our students, certainly the communities and the organizations we serve, and as I mentioned, being a metropolitan university with a global focus. So we really believe and feel that we're entering a new era here. This university continues to gain recognition through some of the ranked programs that we have in things like nurse anesthesia, et cetera, and you'll hear more and more, I think, about the impact that Oakland University has, and we hope to partner with all of you in this room, Rochester, Rochester Hills, Oakland Township, and more around us to be even more impactful to this area. So I welcome you all here today, and I look forward to more work with you in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lentini. Representing the City of Rochester, Mayor Jeff Cuthbertson's here. Jeff.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here this morning, bright and early. Great weather, obviously. Dr. Lentini, thank you very much for those remarks. And I can say, as someone who's grown up in the Rochester area, seeing Oakland University grow and being a part of that, obviously, has been a real pleasure. And I know it seems like it was yesterday, but just 5 or 6 years ago, Mayor Barnett and I participated in a panel for the original accreditation of the medical school. And to see that first class graduate this year is really a great achievement and really wonderful tribute to the university. I'm not here to repeat Dr. Lentini, obviously, but to tell you a little bit about some of the things that are happening in Rochester. And the most important announcement that I think a community can give and to make is that we are a well-run, efficient city government. And very recently, Standard & Poor's recognized the City of Rochester in the course of the issuance of our parking bonds to construct 2 parking platforms that I know you've all heard a great deal about, rated the City of Rochester with a AAA bond rating. Now, that term is used by Oakland County, Rochester Hills, and other communities in Oakland County, and rightly so, and talked about a great deal. But I think it's important to understand what a unique achievement it is for Rochester and these other levels of government, in that there are only 12 sovereign nations in the world that have a AAA bond rating. Unfortunately, the United States government is not one of them. But Rochester, with a population of under 20,000, joins just one other Michigan community to achieve this bond rating. And the practical effect of this, and what this means going forward, isn't just, hey, we're running a great government that is efficient and accountable to your tax dollars, that has a great outlook moving forward. In the issuance of our bonds for the parking platform, we saved over $1.77 million in interest expense based on this AAA rating. Our original pro forma, as developed by our parking strategy consultant, penciled in our bond expense, our interest debt expense, at about 4% was the forecast. When the bonds were issued, they were purchased by Jefferies International at 2.74%. That rating delivered $1.77 million in savings to the public. And on a go-forward basis will allow the City of Rochester to borrow intelligently and smartly to make investments, strategic investments in the community that will pay dividends for years to come. So we're leveraging a strength now, a strength of making tough decisions, based on making tough decisions and keeping the budget in line when things were bad, to allow us to grow even faster now that times have improved. And I'm very excited to tell you this morning, I just read an article that came out announcing that Rochester led the state of Michigan in increasing home values and was number 16 in the nation over the last 5 years in home value increases. Rochester homes increased in value over 40% since January of 2009, and just last year, over 23%, according to Oakland County. So things are going well in Rochester, and we are in a unique position to lead growth throughout North Oakland County. And I can tell you, coming out of a budget meeting last Saturday with the City Council, we're very keen on leveraging and exploiting that advantage that we have as a community. And I think you'll see some very exciting things happen in Rochester over the course of the next 2 years, with a great deal of construction, with a great deal of vibrance in our community, in our downtown. But at the base of it all, a AAA bond rating makes a lot possible for Rochester. And we're very glad that we have community partners, like everybody in this room, that have helped us achieve that goal and be able to leverage it for future success. So with that, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Cuthbertson. Representing the City of Rochester Hills, Mayor Brian Barnett.
Good morning. I appreciate you all being here today. I know Mayor Cuthbertson mentioned that property values have really been increasing in the City of Rochester. What he didn't mention is that they're increasing so much they're adding a third, fourth, and fifth platform to that parking structure. So it's make that announcement. No, it is great to be here, and certainly appreciate the opportunity for all of you to join us in the Chamber to put on this event. We have really a great partnership here, and it is fantastic to be able to follow a community that is so well run like the City of Rochester is. I know they've got a great group of people here, and really you should be proud of all the communities that are represented here because they are well run, and I think it's symbolic of the leadership that exists. And I also want to thank Oakland University. You can tell Dr. Lentini is excited about my announcement today. He's gone. But Oakland University is a great partner for us, and as we get into some of the questions today, we'll talk a little bit more about the role that they play in the region, and certainly how important they are to our community. If I were to sum up generally how the City of Rochester Hills is doing, I would probably use two words: continued growth. Among a bunch of other superlatives. The city continues to see extensive growth, smart growth really, in really all aspects of city life. So if you look at the residential side, we saw last year in 2014 about $125 million of new investment. $125 million, which represents about a 68% increase over 2013's numbers. So we're continuing to see to be a very desirous place to live. Currently, we have about 700 single-family homes, site condos, or apartments in some stage of development in the city. 700 homes, which is as much as we've had probably since our boom days in the early 80s and into the mid-90s. Not only is the residential component going at full force, but the commercial side is growing as well. At the moment, we have about 500,000, almost 500,000 square feet currently under development. 3 major senior living complexes in the city, in almost all corners of the city, another hotel coming, and many other new restaurants and so forth coming up and down Rochester Road. So from both the residential side and the commercial side, we are seeing extensive and continued growth and investment in our community. Not only is the city growing and the residents are building both homes and new businesses, but they're also working. So today, and I always get excited, the format's changed a little bit in these events. You don't get to talk about as much as the economic numbers as you used to, but I always enjoy sharing these because they are so very positive. In our 11 technology parks, where 11,000 people go to work each morning, we have the highest the lowest vacancy rate that we've had in over a decade. 96% of our space in our technology parks is now leased and providing income. And in that, not only are they leasing up space, but they're working. And as a mayor, and as Dr. Lentini mentioned, one of the goals of Oakland University is to provide a valuable and wanted workforce. The City of Rochester Hills is absolutely knocking it out of the park. Our unemployment numbers, which were just released at the end of last month, have the city's unemployment rate at 3.2%, the lowest we've had in many, many years, and the second lowest in the state of Michigan. So our people are building and they're working. And at that time, when you see things growing, we decided at the City of Rochester Hills that it's also time to invest in another aspect of our community that we want to grow. So perhaps, as I mentioned, it's never been more important to take a look at something like our tree canopy. This year, Rochester Hills is being honored by the Arbor Day Foundation as a tree city for the 25th consecutive year. And today, I'm proud to announce our brand new citywide initiative. We are asking the community to join with us in planting 25,000 trees over the next 12 months. Sound crazy? Here's our plan. First, the city is going to help by offering the first 250 residents who want to participate in the city's tree co-op program a free tree, both in the spring and the fall. 500 free trees for 500 residents. Residents can pick from a variety of species, and the city will come out, plant the tree, and guarantee it for a year. Now, here's where we need the community's help. We have around 26,000 residential dwelling units in the city, so we are asking each home to plant a tree. One home, one tree. Together, we feel we can make the most impactful difference in our community's tree canopy in our city's history. Now, anytime you attempt to do something historic, you look for inspiration. And we looked no farther than our city's iconic image, the tree on Livernois. and America's largest Beb oak. To kick the program off, the city will be taking the little acorns, sort of, from this Beb oak and planting little Beb oaks at the entrances of all of our city parks and in a unique collaboration with the schools, also at the schools in the city of Rochester Hills, highlighting the generational impact that we hope this program will have. We're asking each Rochester Hills family to join with us, one home, one tree, sometime in the next 12 months. Residents interested in the tree planting co-op should contact the Parks and Forestry Department for more details. 25,000 trees planted in our city would make us have the most aggressive tree planting program in Michigan, and I think our city is up for it. I look forward to giving more information about this exciting new program in the future, and you'll have more information at your seat today when you sit upstairs for the breakfast. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mayor. Representing Crittenton Hospital Medical Center, the newest Director of Volunteer Services, Lynn McCabe, is here. Hello, Lynn.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank the Chamber for inviting Crittenton Hospital to be here. I am accompanied by Kelly and Angie. I don't know where they are, but they're wonderful women who have seniority over me, but I get the lucky job of coming up here today. Many of you know me. I used to be at Parisian/Carson's, and actually if you weren't in a fashion show or I didn't help you buy something or give you free cologne, so I have the pleasure of knowing many of you from that. As David introduced me, I think I dressed you too, didn't I, David? You've been in a fashion show, share, yeah, and raise your hand. So anyway, now I have the privilege of being at Crittenton Hospital as their Director of Volunteers. Many of you know from Oakland University, the Chamber, any political campaign depends on its volunteers. Actually, I was informed that the Department of Volunteers is the biggest department in most hospitals. Well, we are privileged today. I brought two volunteers with me. Meg Fleck is a friend of mine, also a volunteer at the hospital, and I told her, Brian Barnett will be entertaining. It's worth getting up for early and eating eggs at the Oakland University. So thank you, Brian. And we, under Meg's advice, Meg said, Lynn, you should ask Ellie Saxon to join us. And I said, you know, this is my 6th week, so I'm trying, you know, to remember everyone's name, where I parked my car, what, you know, so many names. And Ellie Saxon is with us today, and in a world that hammers you with bad news, I just want to give you a little background of a beautiful person that I have gotten to know. Ellie is a member of our volunteer group and has been for 48 years and 9 months. She has contributed over 27,000 volunteer hours. She's been helping out in medical records for over 31 years. And yesterday I happened to see her helping women make puppets for children. And last week they called her in to help her unpack merchandise in the gift shop. Barbara, you're a volunteer there too, so you know. So there's Ellie with all this styrofoam all over her. And then I said to her, would you come to the breakfast that we're having at OU? And she graciously accepted. Well, when Mayor Barnett and Tara found out that we have this 55-year resident, obviously she was born at the hospital, got out of the nursery, started volunteering, and she is here with us today. So Mayor Barnett wanted to present a plaque of appreciation to you, not only as a resident, but we at Crittenton are so very honored to have you not only as a volunteer, but as a friend. So whenever somebody starts hammering you with bad news tonight, you just remember you had the privilege of meeting Ellie Saxon. You want to come up here, Ellie, Mayor Barnett?
On behalf of the, thank you, Lynn, by the way, on behalf of the City of Rochester Hills, Ellie, we wanted to present you with the Mayor's Volunteer Service Award. You've been a resident for 55 years and an amazing volunteer for 48. I don't think there's anything that I could add to that. So congratulations on behalf of a very grateful community, and thank you for what you do.
I did want to mention also Ellie graduated from OU. Hooray!
How exciting is that? All right. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brian. Representing Boulevard Health Center, we have Sandra Haywood, the administrator of Boulevard. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting such a wonderful event so bright and early in the morning. Thank you. And secondly, as I was introduced, my name is Sandra Haywood. I'm the administrator of Boulevard Health Center and the Bradford Medical Resort, which has been part of our community for over 26 years. For those familiar with the community, we're located right on West-South Boulevard. And as many of you have noticed, if you've driven by any time in the last many, many months, we've got some new growth and opportunity going along right on our campus. We are working in conjunction with Oakmont to help provide more of a continuum of care to our seniors. We are planning on opening our assisted living and memory care community in conjunction with Oakmont in May of this year, and looking forward to opening an independent community in the spring of 2016. So more growth, always exciting stuff. We also would like to talk a little bit about some of the new things that are going on at our community. We're a 186 skilled nursing facility. We specialize in short-term rehab. So for folks recovering from a stroke, a hip replacement, or a knee, they can come to us for 4 to 6 weeks, get the rehab they need, and get back home. We also provide long-term care for those who can no longer live independently at home anymore. We've been acknowledged by the U.S. World and News Report this year as one of the top nursing facilities. And we've also are happy and pleased to announce that we have obtained our 5-star rating, which is the highest rating that a nursing facility can obtain through the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. Only 10% of skilled nursing facilities in the state receive such an honor, and we certainly are blessed to have obtained that this year. And again, I just want to thank you, and certainly look forward to introducing myself and continuing to meet all the resources in our community during breakfast. Thank you.
All right, one last announcement. We got to adjust the mics here, Sandra. All right, as mentioned earlier, my name's David Walker. I'm the board chair of the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors this year, and we have an announcement. Exciting year for the Chamber of Commerce. Starting with, it's our pleasure to announce that this year, 2015, Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce has been supporting Rochester, Rochester Hills, Oakland Township, and the surrounding communities for 60 years. 60 years. That's exciting. Anything that you can do for 60 years continuously in this world is a wonderful out. We are truly proud to continue the work in greater Rochester communities and look forward to celebrating the anniversary through a variety of ways, one of which we're about to launch an updated chamber website. So I encourage you to visit our website at www.rrc-mi.com, and you can see our new look. Find businesses or services in the community, register and view community or chamber events, and more. So we're excited about that. I've seen it. It looks great. Appreciate that. Lastly, it's my pleasure to announce that the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce will host an inaugural Economic Outlook, which will be held at the Chairman's Club of the Palace Sports and Entertainment at 11:30 on Tuesday, March 17th of this year. The Economic Outlook event will provide an overview and a forecast of the various economic factors influencing how businesses grow and prosper in the nation, the state, and on a regional level. This event will feature a panel of experts, including Dr. Timothy Nash, who is a David E. Fry Endowed Professor and the Vice President of Strategic and Corporate Alliances at Northward University. Rich Studley, President of Michigan Chamber of Commerce, will be there, and Leon Lebrecq, Managing Partner at LJPR LLC. Reservations are now available at the Chamber website, which I mentioned earlier. Your Chamber is planning a great deal in 2015. We thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to moving forward together with you. I believe that concludes the press conference for this morning.